Do you know what is the difference between alla fine and finalmente? Do you know when you should be using forse and magari? I get this question a lot. When should I use one? When should I be using the other one? We are diving into the use of 6 difficult Italian adverbs. What is their function? And in what instances you should be using one or the other. Don't forget to download this episode guide at italianmatters.com/13. As usual, there is also a quiz for you to test your learning. Iniziamo! Ciao, sono Margherita, host of Italian Grammar Made Easy and creator of Italian Matters. Oggi parliamo di 6 parole difficili. Alla fine e finalmente, anzi e invece, forse e magari. Today we are talking about these 6 difficult Italian words. First, let's clarify that all these words are adverbs. An adverb is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. For example, Maria drives well. Here, well is the adverb, which describes how Maria drives. Maria drives well. And the words that we are talking about today are all adverbs. So they describe a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Let's start with the first pair. Alla fine and finalmente. Alla fine means in the end, and it's used to indicate the final moment of an action or the result of an action. For example, Carlo ha preso il sole tutto il giorno e alla fine si è scottato. Carlo sunbathed all day and in the end he burned himself. E alla fine si è scottato. And in the end he burned himself. So here, as we can see, alla fine has the meaning of in the end. Finalmente has a different function than alla fine. Finalmente means finally, and it's used to highlight something that finally happened, something that we have wished for, we waited for a while, and finally it happened. Per esempio, for example, dopo aver fatto 2 ore di fila, finalmente abbiamo fatto il check-in. After waiting in line for 2 hours, we finally checked in. Finalmente abbiamo fatto il check-in. We finally checked in. So these are the 2 distinctive uses of alla fine, in the end, and finalmente, finally. Sometimes in a sentence you can use alla fine or finalmente, but the meaning of that sentence will change. For example, ho studiato molto e alla fine ho passato l'esame. I studied a lot and in the end I passed the exam. Now take this sentence. Ho studiato molto e finalmente ho passato l'esame. I studied a lot and finally I passed the exam. So the meaning of these 2 sentences are different. One uses alla fine ho passato l'esame, in the end I passed the exam, and the other one uses finalmente. Finalmente ho passato l'esame, something that I've wished for. Finally I passed the exam. Now to the next pair of adverbs, anzi and invece. Anzi is an adverb that is used to modify or to strengthen something that we just said. The meaning of anzi is on the contrary, rather, actually. Let's look at the first case. Anzi used to modify. Voglio questo. Anzi no. Voglio quello. I want this. Actually no. I want that. So here I'm modifying something that I just said, right? I want this. Anzi no, voglio quello. The second case is anzi, used to strengthen something that we just said. For example, è tardi. Anzi, tardissimo. It's late, rather very late. So here, anzi tardissimo strengthen what we just said. It's late, rather very late. È tardi, anzi tardissimo. Invece is also an adverb that means instead or but and has two main cases. Uno, to contrast two phrases with the meaning of but, and due, to contrast two words with the meaning of in place of. Let's see case 1. Invece used to contrast two phrases with the meaning of but. Anna voleva uscire e invece è rimasta a casa. Anna wanted to go out, but she stayed at home. So here, invece is used to contrast the two phrases with the meaning of but. Anna voleva uscire e invece è rimasta a casa. We have Anna voleva uscire, Anna wanted to go out, and then we have è rimasta a casa, she stayed at home, and these two are connected with e invece. Anna voleva uscire e invece è rimasta a casa. The second case for the use of invece is to contrast two words, such as nouns and verbs, with the meaning of in place of. Ecco un esempio. A colazione preferisco bere il tè invece del caffè. For breakfast, I prefer drinking tea in place of coffee. So here, invece is used to contrast the tea and the coffee. Preferisco bere il tè invece del caffè. I prefer drinking tea in place of coffee. Ottimo! Now let's see the last two words. Forse and magari. This is a question that I get all the time. When do I need to use forse and when do I need to use magari? Forse is more neutral than magari, and the meaning of forse is maybe. Forse expresses a possibility without giving any insights about where the speaker stands. It's more neutral. For example, forse domani piove. Maybe tomorrow it rains. This is a neutral sentence. I'm not saying if I wish that it rains or if I don't want it to rain. I'm just saying forse domani piove. Maybe tomorrow it rains. But you don't know my feelings towards the rain. Magari instead involves some sort of emotional involvement on the speaker part, so we get an understanding of where the speaker stands. Magari has two main meanings. Uno, to express possibility with the meaning of maybe, and due, to express a wish that likely will not come true with the meaning of I wish. Here is an example to express possibility. Magari domani vado a comprare gli stivali. Maybe tomorrow I'll go buy the boots. An example of the use of magari to express a wish that likely will not come true is magari vincessi alla lotteria. I wish I would win the lottery. So these are the two main uses and meanings of magari. In some sentences, forse and magari are interchangeable, but the emotional involvement is the difference. For example, prova a cercare in macchina. Forse I tuoi occhiali sono lì. Try looking in the car. Maybe your glasses are there. So here there is no concern on the speaker part. We don't know the emotional involvement of the speaker. Is the speaker interested in finding the glasses? We don't know, because we used forse. Let's look at the same sentence with magari. Prova a cercare in macchina. Magari I tuoi occhiali sono lì. Try looking in the car. Maybe your glasses are there. In this case, we get the emotional involvement of the speaker with the word magari. The speaker is hopeful that the glasses are found. So this is the main difference between forse and magari with the meaning of maybe. Forse is more neutral. Magari means hoping, wishing for something. Perfetto! So today we learned about 6 difficult Italian adverbs and their meanings and how to use them. Alla fine and finalmente, anzi and invece, forse and magari. Don't forget to download the guide of this episode at italianmatters.com/13. And if you find this episode helpful, can you rate and review on Apple Podcasts? I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Grazie mille e ci vediamo qui giovedì prossimo per un altro episodio. Ciao ciao!